Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you a brand new episode. Part 1 of What If Naruto Were the Forces of Nature. Part 1 guys. If you enjoy this and want to see part 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and tell me you want to see part 2 guys, and I'll be posting it as soon as possible for you guys to enjoy. And also I posted a brand new episode over on Anime King of What If Naruto and Hinata Were Kidnapped and their memories sealed. Part 1 guys, so go ahead, check out that and enjoy over Anime King. And if you're new, yes, I did have 3 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2, and Anime King 3, which I post What If on every single day. Yes, you heard that correctly, every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, we'll just begin this new episode. Start the intro. Everyone made mistakes. Everyone. Not even humans alone made mistakes. Gods also made mistakes. A being that was placed on this very earth to make sure that all human souls were properly brought to the afterlife. Everyone made mistakes, even him. So said the Shinigami, the Reaper of Souls, the God of Death itself. Said beast, said creature of the night, had been summoned to perform a sealing that bind a primordial power, a beast that kept on regenerating and recovering no matter what happened, and that was the nine-tailed fox inside of a child. But on that same night, even gods die. Powerful gods died and passed their power on to their successors that continued to rule in their wake. The world of the gods were far beyond the human world, a place that a human soul could not access. As Shinigami looked down toward a small child, he made a mistake, a big one tonight. As he said, every god dies. And at this very moment when he had sealed the fox inside the boy, he made a critical mistake. Because it wasn't only the fox that he accidentally sealed. It was just one slip of the hand. It was at the very moment that he would send the cycle repeating itself, the cycle of the forces of the world. Said forces were what kept the world balanced, but even with their death, the world still kept on being balanced unless there was someone to control these forces, someone to twist them to how they see fit. And at this very moment, the Shinigami accidentally sealed that power inside of that child. It was just a slip, a mistake that the god of death felt shame for. A stupid error on his part. Right as he was handling the souls. Right as he was handling that power that can change civilizations. He was called by the fourth Hokage. He had of course reaped the man's soul. But that is not what he cared for at the moment. What he cared for was what he did. But the thing was, he could not tamper with the human world unless he was summoned. Something given off to him as a sacrifice. That was a law put in place, so no god would try to mess with the human world. So at the moment he could not do anything about what he just did, unless he were to break those laws that he himself agreed with so long ago. So for now he will just remain and keep an eye. The balance of nature was still there. The world would be as it is, nothing will change about that. However, this child will be the key factor there. And all because of his little mistake. This child will be able to do things that mortals could only dream of. Time skip. Years later, after the little mistake of the Shinigami, as he said, he could not tamper with the human world, so he left it be. Hiruzen Sarutobi sat in his office. A few months ago, Konoha was dealt another deciphering blow. The Uchiha massacre. He didn't want it to happen. Yes, he knew about it, but Danzo pushed the issue and went behind his back. And Itachi did something, a great sacrifice that will forever make him be seen as a villain. Someone that created chaos and destruction to his own village. When he saved them all. When he risked everything to save their life. To save them from a chaos that would collide with them. Itachi was one of the pillars that held up Konoha. The guilt of not being able to do anything about it. It was weighing heavily on Hiruzen, but it was the job of being a Hokage. To shelter said guilt. To shelter all of it for the sake of the village. Itachi had done his part, and it was time that he did his. By looking after his younger brother, Sasuke. Sasuke Uchiha was the only surviving person of the Uchiha massacre. Many people felt pity for the boy. Great sadness and sorrow. Itachi was known as an extant criminal now. Through the Oriental nation, he should also be one that is feeling sorrow for, but that cannot be at this moment because people cannot know the truth. Let that secret die with Itachi when the time finally comes. As Hiruzen looked through his crystal ball, a few minutes ago he saw the boy running away from his clan household. It has been a few months now, but the child get the feeling every now and then to just run away, to just rid himself of that place, which he did as he found himself in Training Ground 7. As Hiruzen watched him, he punched and kicked at the training post. Just let out his frustration. Hiruzen sighed, as he wished there was something else that he could do to help the child, but there was not. But he was not the only child though. He used his ball to search for that peculiar child. As he found him, there he was. As he was walking calmly, surprisingly, he was walking towards the same training ground. As Hiruzen raised the eyebrow as he wondered if they were going to meet finally. This would be a good friendship if the both of them got to know each other. It would be good for the both of them. As he looked towards the other peculiar child, Naruto Uzumaki. In a normal sense, he was not really normal. Not just because he contained the Kyuubi. There was just something about him. You will have to talk to him to understand though. As Hiruzen watched him, with said child, Naruto Uzumaki had his hands in his pocket as he walked calmly towards the training ground. This was one of the few places where he would not be glared at, or people whispering behind his back, because usually no one was here. As he was calm and collected, that is when he came across someone there. It was the first time coming here that he met up with someone. The person's back was turned to him. The person was pounding away at one of the posts. As Naruto stood there, either the person sensed him or they chose to turn at that moment. Their eyes met. As Naruto looked at his features, he knew him. No, not by face, but the rumors. It was him, Sasuke Uchiha, the brother of Itachi Uchiha, who massacred his entire clan in one night. That must be hard. As Naruto looked at his knuckles that were bleeding. "You alright?" Naruto asked. Sasuke gave him a glare. Whether it was intentional or not, he glared at him harshly. "What do you want?" he said. "I asked you if you were alright," said Naruto. Sasuke looked towards his bleeding hand as Naruto nudged his head towards it. "I'm fine," he said. As Naruto walked up towards him, Sasuke was about to yell, but Naruto walked past him. As he looked at the training post, that was quite dent in by his fists. He then looked towards Sasuke's hand. "They're gonna blister and bruise if you don't stop this." "Why do you care?" said Sasuke. "Who said I did?" said Naruto. As he got to his feet, "Hey, how about you fight me instead?" Sasuke raised his eyebrows as he wondered, who the hell was this? "So how about you?" said Naruto with a smirk. "You want me to fight you?" said Sasuke. "Yeah." Sasuke smirked to himself. This will be a good way to work out his frustration. Fine, I'll fight you, he said. But don't go crying to your mother or father when I hurt you, he said. Oh, don't worry. I won't, said Naruto. You ready? Sasuke said to him. As Naruto extended both of his arms. I'm waiting. Sasuke took that as a challenge as he moved. His fist already caught back as he swinged it. Naruto ducked under his fist and came up. Sasuke smirked, his back was turned to him. What a fool, as Sasuke brought his leg up. It whipped through the ear as Naruto's ears twitched before he ducked under the swipe. Sasuke was baffled, he was confused. What the hell just happened? There was no way he could have saw him. How did he predict his movements? Sasuke slammed his feet in the ground as he twisted and jumped. He brought his foot around for a spinning kick. But Naruto backpedaled and leaned his head back the kick, whipping over his face. Grunting his frustration, Sasuke landed on his palms before he brought both legs down. As Naruto tilted his body and turned out of the way, Sasuke both legs hitting the ground hard. He used the momentum to push himself forward as he threw his fist into Naruto's chest. Naruto tapped his hand right on his side, diverting the hit to the side, allowing Sasuke to shoot past him. As Sasuke came to a roll and came to a stop, that is when he looked up and Naruto was directly in his face. It was then that Sasuke took notice of his eyes. The blue in his eyes seemed to be cracked. It reminds Sasuke of electricity, like sparks going everywhere. But you had to look close to notice. He's never seen eyes like these before. Too slow, said Naruto. As Sasuke heard those words, it brought out a frustration that he never thought he had inside as he swung wildly. But each of his hits, Naruto evaded and dodged each and every one of them, even when his back was turned. Half an hour later, Sasuke was exhausted. As Naruto stood there, he was exhaling and inhaling. Sasuke then noticed something. You didn't try to hit me once. You were just dodging. How are you not tired? Answer me, he said, as he saw Naruto merely smile. Naruto stooped down to his level. Don't know. I guess I've just always been different, said Naruto. Sasuke was confused by that. What do you mean, he said. As Naruto merely smiled. Have you let your frustration out right now? Are you okay, he asked. Why do you care? I asked you that before, I'll ask you again. Like I said, I should not. But I do know who you are. Sasuke Uchiha. Sasuke clenched his fists. So then you know. Here to give me pity like the others. Of course not, said Naruto. If you want to be sad, be sad. If you want to be angry, be angry. If you want to be yourself, be yourself. The only reason what I did was because your hand would be damaged in the long run if you kept that up. I used to do it in the past, and I realized what a big mistake it was. Sasuke narrowed his eyes as he looked over the individual fully. He was wearing a black shorts that went towards his knees. He was wearing a white shirt with a strange red symbol on it. It was the same one that he saw at the back of the Jonin flap jackets. He wasn't wearing anything else, except for tape around his wrists, both of them, and on his calf as well. Reason Sasuke did not know. He had blonde hair, but there was also some white in it. Small white strands. His hair spiked up, like someone who just got electrocuted. Sasuke noticed through the battle as well, that it didn't matter how much he moved the hair, just kept on staying upwards. It did not whip down or anything. It was just spiking upwards, looking rather electrified. But his eyes were what intrigued Sasuke the most. Look in his eyes. That strange electric look. But his movements though. How did you evade all of my attacks, Sasuke said. It was almost like you were moving like the wind, said Naruto. Yeah, said Sasuke. Well, I'll let you in on a bit of secret. That is if you don't tell anyone. Sasuke narrowed his gaze. What is it? Promise me you won't tell, said Naruto. Fine, I won't. Now what is it? The wind talks to me, said Naruto. Sasuke wondered if he was hearing correctly. Did you just say the wind talks to you? Yep, exactly, said Naruto. Ah, he understood now. This kid was crazy. I'm not crazy, said Naruto. How did you... Well, I figured that is what you would say. That is why it's a secret. After all, most people might think that I'm crazy if I said that to them. Because it does sound crazy. How does the wind talk to you? Well, I did evade your strikes. You can't figure out the rest by now. If you can't, well, I guess you're stupid. What? You heard me. If you can't figure out the rest, I said you're stupid. Sasuke tried to get up, but he realized he was still exhausted. As he glared at Naruto. I didn't mean it in a harmful way, but trust me, if you can't figure out the last part, it's rather stupid. So you're saying that because you were to dodge my attack, without looking at me, the wind tells you to do it? Not by words, but yes, said Naruto. Sasuke shook his head. Believe me if you want or not, said Naruto. By the way, the name is Naruto Uzumaki. Uzumaki? Where did he hear that before? He heard someone cursing that name once before. Why? He wondered as he looked towards the child. Sasuke's stubborn attitude was still there though. I'm gonna hit you, he said. As Naruto tilted his head. Well, you can try, but I doubt you will succeed. You wanna bet? Well then, how about tomorrow? This place is tomorrow, said Naruto as he started to walk away. Hey wait, Sasuke says he got to his feet. Where are you going? We can still do it now. You know that by hitting me, it won't be nice for me, right? Said Naruto. It doesn't matter. Let's finish our spar. Look at you. You can barely walk, said Naruto. I can do just fine, Sasuke said. Well then, go ahead and hit me. Sasuke swung the moment Naruto said that. But Naruto ducked under his attack and appeared behind him before he poked him in the back, pushing Sasuke over as he fell to the ground. The 7-year-old turned and glared up towards him. How do you keep on dodging my attacks? As Naruto scooped down, as he brought his hand up like he was going to whisper something, as he got Sasuke intrigued. Your hair looked like a duck behind. Sasuke's eyes turned murderous. What? Yeah, it looks like a duck butt, said Naruto as he started to walk off. Sasuke got to his feet rather angrily, as he really wanted to punch them. But it was then that Sasuke noticed they were back in the village. Out of the bushes they noticed the people, their looks. He was confused. I'll see you tomorrow, said Naruto. That is if you want to punch me. With that he rushed off. Sasuke watched him move, as he ran through the crowd, avoiding everyone literally, weeping through them like he was water, gliding through a small passageway. Sasuke was confused. Uchiha-sama, excuse me. He turned. Another village suck-up, he thought. You should really stay away from that child. He's no good. Sasuke raised an eyebrow. That child is no good. He will just hurt you in the long run. What? Said Sasuke. That's all I can tell you, I'm afraid, she said, as he looked towards the woman confused. Sasuke was confused as he started to walk. The more he walked, the more people told him to stay away from that child. Back at the Hokage's office, Hiruzen saw the people talking to Sasuke. He could not hear what they were saying, but he sure had in mind what they were saying. His crystal ball showed the image of Naruto. As he watched Naruto arrive towards the apartment complex, he proceeded to jump from floor to floor until he arrived at his. The child was truly something special. Up till this day, Hiruzen can't even understand him himself. Time skip. The next day, Sasuke begrudgingly got to the field, as he really wanted to sucker punch that bastard. But he wasn't here. An hour passed, and he wasn't here. Another pass. Sasuke figured that he would never see him again. That is when something slammed into his forehead. He rubbed it. Ow! As Naruto sat in the tree. Wait, when did you... Just got here. Sorry I'm late, said Naruto. You're lying. What do you mean, said Naruto. If you just got here, I would have saw you. You didn't just come. Oh, I did, said Naruto. I just didn't let you see me. There's no way that you could sneak up on me like that without me noticing. I can't, said Naruto as he tilted his head. And why not? You just can't, alright, said Sasuke. I would have noticed. Well, you didn't, said Naruto. And I did, so how were you gonna explain that? Sasuke grit his teeth together, as he had no answer. Get down here, he said, as he rubbed his forehead. As Naruto jumped down, Sasuke noticed how long it took him for his feet to touch the ground. What the hell was that, he asked. What are you talking about, said Naruto. Sasuke shook his head. Yesterday, people told me to stay away from you. Who the hell are you, Sasuke asked. They told you that, huh, said Naruto. As he looked to the side, it was then that Sasuke heard the sky crackle. It sounded like rain was gonna fall. That was strange. Wasn't it clear that a moment ago? It wasn't like completely clear, but there wasn't that much cloud. Well then, I guess you're gonna walk away. I mean, they told you to stay away. What? You think they have any control over what I do or say? Said Sasuke. Besides, what's the big deal? What's up? Why do they want me to stay away from you? Huh, I don't really know myself, said Naruto. So I can't tell you that. There must be a reason, said Sasuke. There must be, but I doubt we're gonna find out that easily. Well, that doesn't matter. I'm gonna punch you, Sasuke said. As Naruto tilted his head. So you still want to fight me, huh? Of course, Sasuke said. As Naruto simply chuckled to himself. What's so funny? Oh, it's nothing. Well then, Sasuke, come ahead. Sasuke moved forward. 45 minutes later, he was on his back panting. As he was looking up to the sky, he found something strange. A moment ago it looked like rain was gonna pour, yet now it was all clear. The breeze was blowing gently through the field, leaf picking around all over. As Sasuke's gaze turned towards Naruto as he watched, he held out his hand as the leaf settled right into it. As he just looked at the leaf with a strange gaze. He was really weird, but he guessed he wasn't that bad. At least he wasn't as bad as the others. Sasuke pulled himself up. As he sent Naruto a rather nasty glare, as Naruto simply smiled. What? Still pissed off you couldn't hit me? I will hit you. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I'm gonna punch you, Sasuke said. You can't evade me forever. And you will fight back. Come on now, Sasuke, don't be so arrogant, said Naruto. Just because you can't touch something, that doesn't mean it's bad. Or that you should get so upset about it. You cannot be beating me this easily, Sasuke said. And you have not even thrown a punch. Why not? Because I'm an Uchiha. And, said Naruto, I'm an elite of the elite. I should be winning, Sasuke said. Well, I guess I'm better than the Uchiha then. Sasuke's gaze turned angry. What? Well, if you can't hit me, so that means I'm better, is it not? No, said Sasuke. I'm better, and I'll prove it as he rushed forward. He swung his fist as Naruto ducked underneath it. Sasuke noticed the pattern by now, as he lashed out his leg, but Naruto jumped over it, and he pushed his body down so he was right in the center, so none of Sasuke's attacks touched him. Sasuke frowned as he twisted his body just in time, only for Naruto to slap away his hand and poke a finger in his forehead. And just like that, you lose. Memories of Itachi poking in the forehead came back to him like a tidal wave. Sasuke dropped on his butt as he started to hyperventilate, the images flashing through his mind. As Naruto reached out towards him, but Sasuke saw the handoff. He slapped it away. No! Stay away from me, he said. As Naruto tilted his head. I said stay away! Sasuke shouted at him. But Sasuke, leave! Sasuke yelled. Oh, I'm sorry, said Naruto as he started to walk away. Sasuke panted. The images of Itachi. They came back. The memories of what he put him through. And by the time Sasuke looked up, he was gone. No, it was a mistake. That wasn't meant for him. as he got to his feet and looked around. But he was already gone. Time skip. As Naruto stood in his apartment, his eyes were closed. The old man was not spying on him. Toho he knew it was strange, but he could feel it when it was happening, but it was not happening now. No one knew what he could do. Actually, Sasuke was the only one that he told, but given that he was the same age as him, as people his own age tend to think that he was joking, they would think that. He had noticed that kids his own age didn't pay attention to much things. So he wanted to see how Sasuke would react, and he took it rather as he thought. But yet he lashed out at him. Huh. I guess he would be making friends anytime soon, he thought to himself. Stepping towards the side where his pavement was, there were 5 potted plants. Strange plants that were rather beautiful. One had a color that was similar to a golden leaf. The other one, a brilliant crisp in blue, and also a dark edge in a sakura plant, meaning pink. That was a phenomenon because things like that were never supposed to mix. The third one, it had a brilliant shade of red, like the plants were dying when the fallen leaves, but they were healthy and flourished. The fourth one, it had a strange tint of green, unlike most trees, but the last one was the greatest. It was snow white. That was a rather rare plant. As Naruto looked at each of them, with a smile on his face. The old man was not watching him, and that was for certain. Stepping forward, he raised both of his hands. As suddenly the moisture on his hands started to appear, and it started to leak like a faucet, before turning into a small downpour. Without any hand signs or anything, water just started to leak from his hand. As he pours the water into the plants. There you go, said Naruto. Now it's my turn to go and eat something. As he glided across the ground and made his way. Meanwhile, Sasuke searched for the blonde, but he had no such luck. He couldn't find him anywhere, as he figured that he must have scared him off. The next day Sasuke returned, but he was not there. And this time he was not in the tree. Time skip. Here is in Sarutobi. There had been a lot happening over the few years. A lot that has caused Konoha to change a few things regarding the enrollment of the academy. Usually they start at age 6, but he pushed it up to age 8, and they wouldn't graduate until they were 14. And it didn't matter how advanced they were, they would not graduate until they went through all the years of the academy. Given what happened at the Uchiha Massacre, yes, that was one of the big changes. Naruto had came to him earlier, and he had signed his form up for him, so that he can be enrolled into the academy. The child was a good child. He seemed calm and happy despite knowing that most of the people did not really like him that much, because of matters that Hiruzen couldn't even tell the child. But yet he never seemed that down, he never seemed troubled by it that much. And that was a wrong sign, because every child should at least experience some kind of unwanted. But Naruto was calm. It wasn't that he was angry, he was just calm. And Hiruzen didn't understand why he was so calm. That was a good thing though, but still. It was like he didn't let anything bother him. Or perhaps he was just bottling up all that emotion. But it was bad for a Jinchuriki, especially a Jinchuriki of 9 tails, to bottle up so much emotions, because when they finally erupt, it would be bad. But he had tried his best to make sure that Naruto was happy. But the civilians went out of their way to make his life a living hell, as they refused to let their kids play with him. So he didn't have any friends his own age. And for that Hiruzen was angry, as he couldn't socialize with the other kids. He thought that Naruto would hit it off with Sasuke, but things didn't seem to work out, because after a few days, well, the first two, they did not hang out anymore. That was quite saddening, but he was now going to start the academy. Hope he would make friends there. Time skip. This was his first day. Sasuke was pissed off that the moment he stepped in, these annoying girls were all looking his way with heart in their eyes. He didn't like any of them. In his mind, he didn't have time for that. He had only one goal right now. But sometimes his mind drifted towards a strange blonde kid. And sometimes he wondered if it was just a dream or something that he had. An illusion. Because since that day he hasn't seen him anywhere in the village. To Sasuke's utter shock though as he arrived towards his class, he saw him. There was only a few kids there. A few girls. After the introduction, they were told to come here but Sasuke never saw him at the introduction. Or was he there? Besides, the other time he was in a tree and Sasuke did not notice. Hey! As Naruto did not turn his head, he was looking through the window toward the tree. Before Sasuke could say something again, all the kids rushed into class. Sasuke frowned in annoyance, as some random nobody sit beside Naruto, not really paying him any mind. So Sasuke was forced to sit at the front, near to it that be. Their teacher came in and explained to them about the first day, which wasn't much. Sasuke didn't really pay attention. It wasn't anything interested. It was nothing that would help him kill Itachi. When the academy was over, Sasuke packed his stuff, as he was making sure to pack quick so that he could catch up with him, but before he... What the hell? He was gone. Sasuke glanced through the window as he saw him walking away, rushing past the girls, who were rather surprised they thought that he was coming to them. Sasuke made his way out there in a rush. He looked around as he couldn't see him anywhere. Sasuke then glanced upwards, as he saw Naruto walking on top of the building. But he rushed up the stairs as quick as possible. By the time he was up there, he was panting, as he saw Naruto at the edge looking down. Hey! He shouted. As Naruto finally stopped, he tilted his head. Ah, Sasuke, he said. How can I help you? You. Didn't you hear me? Sorry. I wasn't really paying attention, said Naruto. So, what's up? Sasuke was surprised how nonchalant he was being, considering that he hadn't seen him since that day. That day, he said. As Naruto tilted his head, when I shouted at you to leave, it wasn't about you. It wasn't? No, it was about something else. You didn't came for a spar for me to beat you. Huh, sorry. I guess I got caught up. Sasuke knew it was a lie. It was because of what he said. How about this Saturday, said Naruto. Yeah, sure, said Sasuke. As long as you're ready to get your ass kicked. As Naruto merely chuckled. Before he proceeded to jump off the building, Sasuke's eyes went wide as he rushed towards the edge. As he glanced down towards the ground to see Naruto standing there, waving goodbye as he left. How the hell did he do that? Sasuke made his way as he walked down the building, proceeding to take the stairs, as Naruto's already long gone. Today was Friday, so it was now Saturday, when the day passed, as Sasuke waited at the same training ground. But as the hour passed, he figured that he would not show up as usual. But that is when he saw him walking up, with that usual smile on his face. You're here, said Sasuke. I said I would. I hope you're ready to lose, Sasuke said. After all, I am going to be number 1 in the academy. As Naruto chuckled. How so, he said. You haven't even seen the other kids' skills yet. It doesn't matter. I'm stronger than all of them combined. No, that's being a bit too cocky. You're just a kid. So are you, Sasuke said. Yeah, but unlike you, I don't go going around saying those things. I mean, what kind of statement is that? I mean, all of them combined? That would be like, tremendously powerful. I guess you're right, Sasuke said, but still, I can defeat all of them with one hand tied behind my back. There you go again, said Naruto. You know, said Sasuke, you better go on and fight me right here and now, with your fists. What do you mean, said Naruto. You heard the teacher. We'll be forced to take a part in taijutsu matches. So that means you'll have to fight me. He didn't say I have to punch you, said Naruto. Yeah, that's right, but the other kids will think that you're weak if you keep on dodging. Do you want them to think that, Sasuke said. As Naruto stroked his chin. I suppose you're right, he said. But I don't really want to hurt you or anyone else, if I don't have to. Not to mention, I wouldn't want to see you cry, said Naruto. Sasuke's eyes started to twitch violently as Naruto simply smirked. Well then, let me show you that I won't be crying anytime soon, Sasuke said as he slipped into a stance. As Naruto motioned for him to come, Sasuke rushed forward as Naruto appeared in front of him. Sasuke was confused, as he did not understand what just happened. Did he jump? How did he reach him so quickly? It was like the earth literally pushed him. As Naruto pulled his face back before driving forward, he stopped inches away from Sasuke's stomach. But Sasuke felt himself being picked up off the ground and thrown backwards. He landed in a heap a distance away. Sasuke held his stomach as he winced, slowly getting up. What kind of punch was that? He said, shocked at the strength behind it. He did not see Naruto's hand, so he did not know that Naruto did not punch him. Well, you did say I have to fight. And there you go crying. Do you see me crying? Sasuke said, as he got to his feet. Huh, I'm surprised. You're stronger than I thought. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm an elite Uchiha, said Sasuke. You will come to understand that and respect it. Huh, let's see about that, shall we? Said Naruto. Sasuke moved forward once again as he attacked. A distance away on one of the branches, there was an envoy there with a dog mask, as he watched the whole interaction between the two. Was he seeing things or not? Because he could swear that he did not hit him a moment ago, and yet he was sent flying. Not to mention, it seems that the ground shifted. It wasn't his feet, the ground itself moved. He must be seeing things, he thought to himself, as he watched over the two students down below fighting. They were not two ordinary students. One of them was. What was remaining of the Uchiha clan? The other one was special as well. A lot special. As he was surprised that the both of them were friends. As he just watched them before, he went away after a while. He must have been seeing things earlier. They were just kids, 8 years old to be exact. As he left, once he was gone, Naruto tilted his head back towards the tree. Seems he's gone, he thought to himself. Guess I got caught up, he said out loud. I didn't even notice at first. Hey, who are you talking to? Said Sasuke as he was on the ground. Oh, don't worry, said Naruto. Just talking to myself. So you are crazy, said Sasuke. Maybe I am, said Naruto. Or maybe you're the crazy one. Time skip at the academy. Alright, I know that you're all new here, but we're just gonna test to see how you all stack up at the beginning, so that we can gradually see how you improve over the couple of years to come. I know that most of you have not started training in ninja arts yet, but just show us what you can do. If things get out of hand, we will stop the match. As everyone nodded to their teacher, his name was Aruka, as he will be their teacher for the years to come. Him and his assistant, Mizuki. As Naruto noticed, Aruka and Mizuki looked at him funny as well. But like usual, he didn't let it bother him, as he stood there. Alright, the man started to call out random names. Names of the other classmates that Naruto did not know. As he saw Sasuke beside him, many of the other girls were rather pissed off at him. Maybe they wanted this spot to sit beside Sasuke as well. If we fight, today will be the day I kick your ass, said Sasuke. How is this any different from other days, said Naruto. I don't know, but it will be different, Sasuke said, as Naruto chuckled to himself. Sasuke watched the kids partake in a taijutsu, and they were rather pathetic, he had to say. None of them really matching up to what he expected. Other than Naruto, none of them here really show anything that you would have expected to fight. They were really pathetic. His name was called against a guy called Jiyoshi. Sasuke went towards the field and dominated him. As he came from a civilian background, he stood no chance. The girls all cheered for him. Shame it wasn't you, said Sasuke, because you would be lying there. As Naruto merely smiled once again, ignoring Sasuke's taunts. Now Naruto Uzumaki versus Kiba Inazaka. As Kiba jumped in joy, finally he said, "My turn! Time to kick some ass!" As the boy got to his feet, as Naruto could smell him from where he was. Well, it wasn't because of that he would smell bad or anything, but because the sense of smell that Naruto was using was stronger than most. He smelled like dogs, and judging from the marks in his face, and not to mention his name, Inazaka, that was the dog clan, right? "Hey, ready to lose?" Kiba asked. "Well, as long as you're ready for the same thing," said Naruto. "Huh, so you got some balls. But I'm gonna be one of the best students this year, and the years to come. So you better believe that," said Kiba. "Well then, I guess I have to because you said it out loud." "Yeah," said Kiba, "you do." As some of them who understand what Naruto did shook their heads. And Kiba just went with it, not realizing Naruto was taunting him, such as Shikamaru noticed rather quickly. "Alright, make the sign." The both of them locked hands to show their sign that they were fighting as comrades. Once they were done, "Begin!" Kiba charged forward like a wild animal, swinging his hand as Naruto dealt the first strike. Kiba brought his hand up as Naruto tilted his head back. Seeing this, Kiba dropped on both hands as he lashed out his legs. Naruto tilted his head to the side, before he brought his hand around, as his palms struck into Kiba's side. The mutt was sent sailing out of the ring as he crashed and rolled, shocking everyone. Their jaw dropped in shock, not quite understanding what the hell just happened. Did he slap him? One of the girls asked. "Yeah, he just hit him with his palm," and Kiba was like, "Sent sailing." Whoa, that was awesome. As Aruka looked towards Naruto and Kiba, Kiba picked himself up. "What the hell?" he groaned, not quite understanding what the hell just happened. "You okay?" said Naruto. "Yeah, I'm fine," Kiba said, not want to show that he was severely defeated. "Well, maybe next time," said Naruto as he held out his hand, showing the peace sign. Kiba begrudgingly took the hands with his two fingers. "Fine," he said, "but next time, I'll be the one to defeat you," he said. "Yeah, whatever you say," said Naruto. Aruka was still shocked as he looked towards the child. What the hell was that, he thought to himself. There was no normal punch or slap. But because of what the child held, his responsibility towards him was not as he held towards the rest of the class. He still had some contempt. He was only human after all. Time skip. Harrison looked over the academy latest reports. So far, Sasuke was excelling in every art, moving through the academy, but Naruto was ahead of him. Once again, Harrison saw that Naruto was meant for something really great. The child was calculated and smart. He noticed that just by the way that he talked to him and the way that he moved, and he understood things better than any normal child. It was like he had been through years of experience, like he was talking to someone his own age, which was rather weird. He heard the intercom on his desk. "Hokage-sama, Naruto Uzumaki's here to see you." "Ah, send him in," Harrison said, as this was a surprise visit. But he wasn't doing that much, well, other than this decrepit paperwork. As Naruto entered, "Ah, Naruto, what makes you..." He noticed the look on Naruto's face. "What's wrong?" As Naruto looked down towards the ground, not really facing the man, he walked over and sat down in the chair. "People in this village don't like me for some reason. So when you became one of my friends, like a grandfather to me, I didn't want to scare you away. Same for the people by the ramen shop. They gave me ramen, and not to mention, they speak to me normally. So I refused to tell you guys something because I was afraid of you guys being afraid of me, thinking that this might be the reason why people fear me." "What do you mean?" Harrison said. "I didn't want anyone to find out, so I kept it to myself. But I'm gonna be a ninja now, so it's gonna have to come out," said Naruto. "I don't understand," Harrison said. Naruto got up as he placed a hand on the wooden table. Harrison watched with shock and surprise. As Naruto closed his eyes, but what happened next alarmed him. The wooden table started to change. A small part where Naruto's hand was. When you remove his hand, there was grass. Hiruzen had to touch to make sure that it was real. Naruto-kun, as he touched it several more times, he waved his hand, making the Anvus leave the room. As he looked at the child critically, "What did you just do?" he asked. "This is made from a tree," said Naruto, "but the wood is dead. But I can bring it back to life, as you can see," said Naruto. "But how?" Hiruzen said. "I don't really know. It's always been like this. But not just that, everything else." As Naruto held his hand together, as he moved towards a plant in Hiruzen's office, cuffing his hands together, water started gathering in his palm before he poured it into the plant. Hiruzen was speechless. "How are you?" "I don't know," said Naruto. "But it's not only that. I got into the library, and I read about the natures. Fire, earth, water, wind, and lightning. But I can do more than that," said Naruto. "You can," Hiruzen said, "without performing the weird hand signs that you guys do. So I thought that is what made me weird. I thought you would hate me for it, so I didn't tell you. But as I said, I'm gonna be a part of the academy now, so I have to come clean. Naruto-kun, there's nothing that you would do that makes me hate you. Especially not this. This, my boy, is truly a remarkable thing that you're able to do. While I've never seen a shinobi do something like this before, I assure you this is not a bad thing. This is actually a blessing. To be able to perform techniques without even weaving hand signs. This is a truly remarkable feat." "Really?" said Naruto. "Yes. You should have come to me sooner. I want you to trust me. I want you to know that I will never turn my back against you." As that made Naruto smile, as he seemed to be rather happy. "Thanks, Gigi," he said. "No problem," he says. He motioned for Naruto to come over. "When did you find this out?" "When I was 5 years old," said Naruto. "First, it happened with my hands getting moist. I just kept on wiping them, thought that it was nothing until they start to pour. I was worried at first because they won't stop, but then gradually I started to control it even more. And then the wind became next. The wind became so calming to me. Sometimes it's like it's talking without words. I can understand it. It can make me feel things around me. But there is something else different from the wind." "What do you mean?" Hiruzen said. "I'm not sure what this other one is. It's like a strange force. I don't have full control over it because I don't exactly know what the force is. But I can feel it inside of things around me, like plants and people." Hiruzen raised an eyebrow. "What exactly do you feel?" "It's strange. It feels like a part of them, yet at the same time a part of me. And at the same time it feels connected to everything at once." Hiruzen was confused by that. "And there's also the earth. I can feel it, communicate with it, and it moved for me," said Naruto. "The fire is more tricky. I accidentally burned my pillow, and I didn't focus too much on it, but I can do this." As Naruto snapped his finger, his pointer finger became lit. Hiruzen's eyes widened. "Don't worry," said Naruto, as he released the flames. "See? It's all fine," he said as he looked over his finger. Hiruzen looked over it, not even a scratch. "So yeah, that's pretty much it," said Naruto. "Wait. Electricity, lightning," Hiruzen said. "Are you able to perform that as well?" "I do feel it tingling in my arms," said Naruto, "but it's when the rain starts to fall. That is when I can feel it more. I feel it up there in the heavens, moving around. It's almost like I can reach out and grab a hold of it. But it's really scary," said Naruto. "One time I tried and it feel really dangerous. So I never tried to pull it down," said Naruto. Hiruzen was astonished. Could this child really be able to pull direct lightning from the sky without hand signs. He's never heard of this before. How was he able to gain such mastery over the elements? But from what Naruto said, it wasn't the elements alone that he could control. What was that whole thing about the human body? He didn't understand that part. He would have to have someone do a thorough check on Naruto for any bloodline traits, without anyone noticing. He couldn't have people like Danzo find out about this. This was something unknown. And also, if the villagers knew about this would just give them more cause to think that he was doing something bad. And Hiruzen would not allow that. The people have already scorned and berated him enough. Alright Naruto, we're gonna have to run some tests on you to see what exactly you can do. Alright? Trust me, I won't let anything happen. As Naruto nodded, as he decided to trust the old man. Time skip. As Naruto sat down in the room, outside Hiruzen watched as the man in the brown coat came out. He was wearing glasses, he had dark blue hair. His name was Yashita. He was in charge of things that were responsible for shinobis. Things like certain chakra flow bloodline. In a sense he was a doctor, but more like in the shinobi arts area. Yashita stepped forward, the file in his arm. He had a quizzical look on his face. What's wrong? Hiruzen asked. As Yashita looked towards him, from what he's described and shown me so far, he does seem to be able to wield the 5 elements, although he has not produced a lightning, but still. I can feel it tingling in his hand when I touch it, even though I cannot see it. Why do you look so concerned? Hiruzen asks. It's his chakra. On closer examination, there is something really strange with it. It has a normal potency of a chakra. Well, it's quite dense for a child, but still. When I take a closer look, its chakra is split into different compartments. I don't understand, Hiruzen said. Neither do I. I've never seen anything like this before. This is not just its ability to control nature itself, like the wind and the other elements. There is something that I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it's much greater than what he can do now. But he seemed to have yet to get these abilities. Or if you will ever get them is well, I don't really know. As I said, I haven't seen anything like this before. On your opinion, what do you believe that it is? Hiruzen said. Well, from a guess, it seemed to be some strange force. What? I'm not entirely sure. Its chakra is just spasming. It seemed vital and destructive, but at the same time it helped his body. It secured his body, keeping him protected and calm. It's like an inner and an outer shell, if that can keep your mind at a better understanding. And it's split into different areas. What those areas are, my tools cannot really comprehend, nor do my jutsu really understand what it is. I've never seen anything like this before, Hokage-sama. Hiruzen nodded. This is just a secret between us. No one's supposed to know about this, understood? The man nodded, as Hiruzen looked towards the child inside. Just what exactly? What's going on with you, Naruto? He thought to himself. Meanwhile, a world that was beyond this. The god of death, the Shinigami, was watching. Everything transpired, it seems. Like things were just starting to play out. With the mistake that he made, it also came with the forces of the nature as well. But that was the only thing that the boy possessed. But they have yet to rise. But they will come soon enough to think. A mere child has the ability to wield such dangerous forces. Things would be a lot better if he was killed, because then he could just remove said power and place them to where they rightfully belong. But so far the child has not made any mistakes, like going a bit overboard and changing the entire atmosphere in a section of the village or anything like that. So that was good. So far his mistake was not coming back for him. But still, it was still too early to tell. And that was the most troubling part. Usually, he was supposed to be able to see the deaths, the fate of all human in the line, but when it came to this child, he could not see anything. Now that was the messed up part. Just what has he done? But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell if you see posted. And I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of these. So yeah, I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace.